All right. Hey, y'all. I was muted. Hey. Welcome to our feelings lesson. Yeah. We're going to talk about what made me want to start this. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me. Do. I hope everybody's okay. I hope you are all having a phenomenal Thursday. I'm going to pull some things up. You guys know how we do. So let's get rid of this. And let's get rid of that. And we're going to come over. So I have a couple feelings wheels, and we're gonna go over. I want to talk about like why I'm starting the series, where I am with my yoga journey. Kind of talk about essentially, I am doing a hard restart. Hold on, I need to just see where all this is streaming. Live. I'm live. Edit this. It's there. We're getting there, y'all. And I guess the good thing is nobody got sent over with the link. So let me see. I want to play a few things for y'all. And we are going to start off. Where's this one? All right. The first thing I want us to do is just kind of go, hey, Miss Jalen. Hello. So I'm gonna put this video on. We're gonna talk about the actual feelings wheel. Hey, Baby Bull, how are you? I'm so glad y'all are over here. Hey, I see some of y'all. Welcome. Thank you for subscribing. Y'all, we're just gonna go over feelings and a couple of fun things. I think for the past couple of days, I can say I know personally I have been very frustrated. I've been emotional. I've been mad. I have felt kind of sadness, a bit of despair. I think a lot of us are kind of trying to like shake out. I want to use the right words. I don't necessarily know how a lot of us are feeling about uh, the United, as they call them, states right now. If y'all give me a second, I'm just loading up some videos. We're going to get right here. If you know me, I'm a good country girl, so I want y'all to just see this baby when I tell you she's getting her whole life. Let's see. Is that this? Yes. We can go here, and we're going to turn this up. Now, bless her heart. Bless her heart. Watch baby girl with these boots on, though. Is she not killing the game? Everybody get the fan. Come on out here in a second. Are y'all ready? Everybody ready to move? Move your body. I got my boots on the ground. Where them fans at? Where them fans at? Where them fans at? Give me one time. I got my boots on the ground. Where them fans at? Where them fans? So let's get rid of that. Let's come back to this. And what we're going to do is, I love tools. If you look in the thumbnail, I placed what this is. It's called a feelings wheel. I have lots of examples because I think how you learn is multiple. So if you get one of these are on Amazon. I'll drop the link. Sorry, I dyed my hair so my hands are black. But if you look and see in the center, these are your core emotions. And then the way that it does is it branches out. And then you're able, with this one in particular, it actually has Bible scripture. So say if you are feeling angry, critical, hurt, you can go to Mark 11:25. So these are the type of tools that for the next couple of years, until we get some type of normalcy, you really need to be able, one, to talk about emotions. And one of the reasons that I am absolutely passionate about this is some of what happened with these young boys and the incident at the track. A piece of me is wondering if they had better tools. And I get it. I know y'all don't talk emotions, but I think if we're able to really communicate, even if it's just kind of going, again, backing down, doing a postmortem and figuring out what really happened and what was the breakdown, because the way that this is demonstrated, I'm trying to get this close. And again, I will, let me see if I can get a screenshot for y'all. And I want to do this particular one because if you pull up the feelings wheel, this is what I will say. Pick the one that you identify the most with, kind of look at a couple of them, go to Google, and then the one that resonates, teach yourself how to use that wheel. And then once you are familiar and comfortable with the wheel, the other thing is you want to introduce the tool to your family. So today we're doing the feeling wheels, but eventually we're going to cover anxiety. But I hear people all the time say feelings aren't facts, right? The way that you want to think about this is feelings allow you to identify an emotion that you're experiencing. So once you can understand the emotion that you're actually experiencing, then you can find a better way to respond to them, right? So, ooh, y'all have comments. Hold on. Sorry, let me get in here. Hey, Sugar Bum. Hey, Pink. Hey, Very Sexy. So yeah, y'all, I want us to kind of think, one, let's just talk about yoga like super quick, because I think a lot of people get yoga confused in the sense of asana or movement. To move with breath is asana, yoga with one-to-one movement. Meditation is a one-pointed mind. So even with meditation, the way that I want to teach you is not no thoughts, but one thought. So those of us that have children, bills, there's never going to be a time where householders are not going to not worry, right? So with that being said, then you've got to kind of really get yourself a really good skill set, okay? So some of the books that we're going to start working on this is called Body Rights. It's actually talking about Black bodies and trauma, specifically people that have dealt with SA and reclaiming. So just the healing that goes through that. What I will say is, even if you have a book like this that say the essay is not necessarily your thing, but it gives you a skill set of where you can work your trauma out, that's something that is worth investing in. Today, we're going to do Just Breathe, because this is a phenomenal meditation tool, again, for yourself, for your kids. Please don't ever think you are too adult for certain books. It's almost better for you to get like a kid's book that's super, super simple and then kind of dip into it. We are going to start, and specifically because what's going on right now, I'm going to try to get closer to it for y'all. So this is where it says restorative yoga for ethnic and races. It's based on our Black bodies and then the way that we hold stress and trauma. Because the other thing is the way that we work and heal our trauma, it has to be addressed very differently. Hey, H. He said we definitely need to talk about emotions. Let me see. Do y'all want a link? Because I can drop a link and y'all can come up and we can just kind of walk this out and talk this out. I really want this to be, one, informative. Two, I really want this to be for us, meaning this is a Black space. It's for Black women first, but then Black men. And I want for us to, as your coach or guide, I want to teach things that you need. I don't want to be on here talking about stuff that I need personally, because that's my own personal practice and it's not beneficial, right? So please know that we are going to start working on the trauma. We're going to work about, thank you, Bibi Boo. Oh, as a matter of fact, let me make you a mod and let me make Sexy Red a mod. Oh, I think I have to go to my channel. So I want to show this where he's saying we definitely need to talk about the emotions. Left, right, left, right, the fan song. That's the other thing, y'all. So Robin, you said, hey, Black Beauty, what's going on? All right, so let's talk about this because you said what type of trauma. And one of the things that I think we're not very honest with is trauma is going to look different for everybody. Everyone may have incidents that have left an imprint on them. We deal with epigenetics, so there is going to be some trauma that just based on 400 years of being subjugated. And then on top of, if you're impoverished, being, dealing with patriarchy, dealing with whiteness, there are all type of mental things that are going on that we are managing and not necessarily aware of how stressed out we are. So yoga means to yoke the mind, body, and breath. Patabi Joyce, which is the leader for yoga, says yoga is chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is to stop the mental fluctuations in the mind. So you practice yoga to find samadhi or evenness. So the goal again is not to be, I'm so zen, nothing bothers me, or overly emotional or a person that doesn't emote. Like we really want to be balanced. Hence, anytime you see the yin and the yang, it's a balance. Okay, Reese, I like that. So Reese said that a lot of Black men are dealing with self-hate and abuse. Do we want to have an honest conversation about that though? Because I think if I honestly go like one, y'all about to mammy me down, but if we're going to have a conversation about Black men and their emotions, we also have to say, how do we as Black women hold space for them and allow them to be vulnerable? I think when I do invite a guest, if I drop this, somebody hop on and let me know. So I dropped the link. So here's the thing, Robin, yoga is beyond flexibility and stretching. However, what I will say is this: yoga can stretch your reality and it can increase your flexibility. Even in aging, a lot of what happens is we start to lose what's called range of motion. And as we lose range of motion, we lose what's called gait. So you begin to look as if you're old. We've seen older people that have kyphosis where they've kind of rounded at the back, and or we see where like the steps get really smaller. And that's because as we get older, we don't move enough. That's one. Two, we're very restricted in the sense of, I don't know why we've told ourselves that adulting means less movement, no fun, and restriction. If you look at the communities that age really well, they can squat. they can still move with their children. And yeah, so let's talk about that. When we say stretch your reality, one of the reasons why I'm giving these tools is please empower yourself to give yourself the tools that you need to do to continue to learn. And one of the things and one of the gifts that you can ever give yourself is to heal and give yourself real self-care. So I know we like to do the baths and the lotions, and I'm a girly girl. Like, I'm all about the scents, all about the oils, but sometimes you need to pull out the feelings wheel and be really honest with yourself. So today what we're going to learn is when you I feel I want. If somebody can talk that in there, and then Sexy Ray, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hi.
Love, hi. Thanks for
I'm good.
coming up. Hey,
Yes, I can hear you
beautiful.
just fine. You looking good. I seen that vanilla spray that you had. That looked like it smelled good.
Ah, it
Okay.
is. It's called. It's
Hey, what's
Quay.
up?
Hey, BBB, how are you, love? It's
All
so good
right,
to
all
see
right.
you. Okay, so let's do this. So it looks like self-hate. So this is what we're gonna do. Anytime we come together, we're gonna meet. So if we look at this feelings wheel, the hate would come under anger. When you look at anger, it says, and this is where most of us fall apart, we can't get beyond mad. What's going on with you? I'm mad. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
why? So when you
Mm-hmm.
talk about why am I mad, your base feelings are, am I offended? Am I jealous? Am I irritated? Am I frustrated? Am I annoyed? Um, from there, that third rim really gives you the language to say, I feel hostile. This feels enraged, agitated, furious, hateful, and disgusted. So when we take this feelings wheel and then we do the I feel, it's when you I feel I want. So when you interrupt me, I feel anger and I feel frustrated. I want to not have a hostile environment or communication with you. What can I do to ensure that I am now? And what you do is you go over, you can't be angry and peaceful, right? So if you look at peaceful, in order for me to be calm, I need blah, 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 blah. So when you, I feel, I want. What that does is it takes the offense away from the other person. So you're not telling them, you made me feel this way. It's, I am feeling this way. Here's why I'm feeling this way. Here's a real good descriptor of how you're impacting me. And then here's that secondary emotion of, here's where I am, here's where I want to get. So, as Black people, if we say we want to deal with Black men's anger, their jealousy, then we have to come over and say, are we calm? Are we loving? Is the environment affectionate? Can they be trusted? Are they relaxed? Do you feel cared for? You feel accepted, valued, inspired, and passionate. And if you know that that's not the vibe that you're giving off, it's a really good opportunity for you to course correct, right? Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yes, it does. I'm here to learn.
Okay.
So yes, it sounds
Okay.
good.
Okay.
But I've used the feelings wheel before. So
Okay.
it is very helpful. And yeah, I like it.
Well, and what I don't, we gotta find you a better name because this HT Ball one, it just drives me. I'm just gonna call you Bald. What Bald is saying is that it requires a lot of people listening, which we're not good at, and that is a skill set I suck at, and I think a lot of us do. I don't think we've been taught to hear each other at all. We talk at each other. And if I'm talking at you about my emotions that you really don't relate to, it has no value, right? So, based on all of that and what we saw with the young guys, we all were talking about what? De escalation. So, our de-escalation tool, this is when you come into what's called prana, breath work. Pranayama is your life force. So prana is to breathe, yama is your life. So yoga is the breath of life. Now, why is the breath so very important? Because it's the key to life.
It really is.
In an emergency, what do we tell people to do, Scam? If something is happening, what's the first thing I'm going to tell you if you get upset?
Run.
Run.
Fight or
first
flight.
thing
That requires people listening, which a lot of people aren't good with either. That is what's on the screen, Scam. And you are not doing a great job of listening.
I'm multitasking.
It's okay. I'm messing around.
No, I love what Reese said. She actually said CPR, but breathe is what we tell people. The very first, if anybody's in an emergency, the very first thing that we tell people to do is what? Breathe. And we know that it's important, but here's how you can make it make sense. In yoga, when we talk about prana, right? Your breath. Let's think about animals. What animals live the absolute longest?
Turtles.
Turtle.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Because they don't have to come up and breathe as often. Because the breath that they take is full of nutrients. They're able to maintain, be underwater, and then come up and get what they need. So the animals that have the longest life are our deep sea. So our sea turtles, dolphins, whales, animals that don't have a very long life, smaller animals, fish, gerbils, boutique dogs, right? And why is that? Let's think like a French poodle. Their snout is really what? Small. And how do they breathe? Very labored.
No.
Very labored, right?
Yes.
So in yoga, you only have so many breaths that are allowed. So if you overutilize your breath, then you shorten your lifespan. But if you learn to control your breath and respond, then you extend. And because you're breathing better, now you have better blood flow. Yes. When you take a deep breath, your vagus nerve, which is the fight or flight, rest or digest, it triggers your brain. When it triggers the brain, it tells you, oh, she wants me to calm down. So I know everybody's in their ego and being adult, but we're going to have a silly moment. So, and everybody, if I can't see you, you're not here. Hey, JC. Hey. I want everybody here. And that means if you're on the stage, you're here. Take a deep inhale in. And then I want you to exhale out. Ha. Inhale. Exhale out audibly. Ha. Audible means I should be able to hear you. I can't hear Scam. I can't hear Red. I can't hear BBB. Hey, JC, I know you're here to bother me. I love you, babes. Did y'all breathe?
I did.
Let me hear you breathe.
Oh, no.
Ha. Everybody, H-A, ha. Be dramatic. Ha. No, ha. You're being dramatic, but I love this for you. Sigh it out. Ha. Thank you, Sexy Red. Ha.
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 Oh.
Yes. Give it to me. Give me some more. Ha.
It just feels, I can't do it. I'm not ready yet.
You can't. Okay, so let's
multitasking. Sorry.
You can't do what?
I
can't
feel.
You can't say.
I feel.
Ha.
I
did it. Come on.
Ha.
Be bold. Ha.
Ha.
Do it again. Ha.
Ha.
One more more time. Ha.
Hello. Ha. Ha. I
Now
did it.
close your good. Everybody close your eyes
Hold
and just feel where your heartbeat is. So two things happened. You laughed, which if you laughed, you stroked the vagus nerve. You took your body out of fight or flight and slammed it into rest and digest. So there are three things that we can do to trick our body to come out of a stress response. With yoga, mindfully using our breath, the audible HA ha is going to tell your body, I need for you to be in here with me and come out of the head. So you take that breath from here and we move it down. So the lesson for today is super simple. Everybody's gonna give me a big old HA ha. Be dramatic, be bold. It's your life, it's your breath. Come on. Let's go.
Ah.
Yes. Yes.
I did it. Yes. We did it together. And y'all
BBB?
better be doing this at home. Because I
They
bet I'm
better
not doing this by myself.
But
Tell them,
notice,
Tiff.
but listen to it. So if I listen to tonality in your breath and in Scan, he keeps saying what? I'm multitasking. And even with you, you can feel and hear the elevation come down. I'm sure that your heart rate has dropped a bit. And if you check your blood pressure, it's going to be lower. So in just that couple of minutes, and again, saying the HA ha, you really just had probably one of the most impactful meditations you will ever have, because meditation is not no thought, it's a single pointed mind. So your mind was focused on what? HA ha. That's it. Because you were ha breathing loud, that HA releases. So when we bring in the physical part, it's to enhance. But the beauty in yoga is learning how to sit with yourself and then having that feelings wheel to really sit with your emotions and being able to have that language to, one, not lie to yourself and really identify those feelings. And then two, having the proper way to address it. Yeah. So if you look up meditation, it never says no thought. It says a one pointed mind. And because we tend to be multitasker, concentrating, focusing on one thing at a time, absolutely. That's what that is. Like that was perfect. Thank you, BBB. Thank y'all for sharing. Thank y'all for showing up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. The not lying.
Oh, I did share. Sorry.
Yeah. So the not lying to yourself. That's the one thing that I think, again, as we grow, typically when we do things like this, there's going to be a group of us that'll be together and we'll grow and be able to have like intimate time and learn how to manage our bodies and our stress better. And because you're going to feel better and look better, people are going to want to know what you're doing. But the first thing that we have to do is stop lying to each other and lying to ourselves. So if we're going to start talking about Black men and the anger and the frustration, then we also have to address that many of us have not been given the skill sets, specifically men, on how to mine out emotions. They've been taught how to act it out, but not talk it out. And I think we are seeing some of the results of that, of not having language, not being able to be vulnerable. And this is it. So step one, like I said, I'm going to put the feelings wheel. I'll put the actual thing. If you look in the thumbnail, that's what this is. If you have questions, let me know. I do want everybody to, hey, Fifi, I'm going to take you through, it's called a mantra, and the mantra I'm going to teach y'all, we're going to do this mantra, what is it, April 10th? So we'll do this until May. And the reason that we're doing it is it's the most popular mantra that they have ever. In Sanskrit, it's Loka Samasta Sukhi Nubhavantu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And it's may all people and all beings have peace, and may I contribute to that peace. within the piece, I see that person, and within the piece, they see me. And because we see each other, we cause no harm. So that's that Logos Samasa. And it's where you, one, pray for yourself, gratitude for self, two, gratitude for another person, and three, gratitude for something that you really care about. So I will put this in here. I want to find the right one. And if you are here, I am going to ask that you will be bold and be brave and say what I'm saying out loud. And then y'all teach this to your babies. Also, if you have little chocolate babies and you want certain yoga things for them, please let me know, because I teach our kids, and I teach Black children for free. I think it's something that we should be able to take care. Okay, so we're doing the meditation. I need for everybody to kind of just sit with themselves. I want you to close your eyes and say this to yourself. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I feel love. May I be happy. May I feel at peace. Now I want you to think about somebody that you love. Close your eyes and imagine seeing them in front of you. And begin saying this, visualizing that person. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you feel loved. May you be happy. May you feel at peace. Now I want you to think of someone that frustrates you. I'm going to pray for you Black men, because y'all was on my nerves today. So for the brothers and the kings, may you be safe. May you be healthy. May you feel loved. May you be at peace. And then the last one that we do is a round where we send this out just to the universe, to the people that we share this planet with, the animals and all of that. And it's may you be safe. May you be healthy. May you feel loved. May you be happy. May you be at peace. And take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then give yourself credit. Y'all did yoga for 30 minutes. I'm so proud of you Black people. I think, again, I don't like to overdo it with these, because when I know it's like a certain type of stuff, I really want to thank y'all for showing up. I want to answer this question. It says, this is an off topic. What's love got to do with it? Oh, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. That's actually Hindu, and it is actually a mantra that's said by people that are Buddhist. And I'm not Buddhist. I will say I was deeply Christian. I've taught Bible study. I was a youth teacher. I was over young adults. I've done children's ministry. So was at one point very heavy in the word. I will say that I am exploring things right now, but I do believe that people that have a faith system can be more grounded. And that is something that you do. Like if you don't want to do the Logos Samasta Sakini Bhavan 2, if you know the Lord's Prayer, do the Lord's Prayer. If there's songs that you like, if there's a song that really just jazzes you out, yes. So it is about calming yourself and centering yourself. And one of the things that I want us not to fall into the trap is that a lot of times the way that yoga is taught is that it's supposed to be like super quiet and, really reserved. And it's like, that's not it. Yoga can be almost like a Baptist church. I've seen people cry, fall out, body shake, all of the things. That goes back to that trauma and the way that it's going to come out. So when we start working with particular body parts, hips, shoulders, low back, feet are our stressors. And then this will be the last thing, and then we'll because I think HQ is on. So let's talk about stress in the body and what's going on. And you can think about the feelings wheel and maybe what you're holding on to.
A
right?
lot of people have tight hips and they don't realize it. They really have tight hips, especially men. I think they have they don't stretch their hips enough.
I was about to say that we're not taught to stretch our hips.
Mhm.
I'm dealing with that issue right now.
So let's talk about that in
And
again.
calves and feet.
So here's my rule: it's easy to make things hard. It's hard to make things easy, right? So when you're saying that your hips are tight, typically it's because your piriformis is tight. Your hamstrings are tight because you sit too much. Sitting is the new smoking. So what can you do while sitting that also serves your body? If you have low back pain, and I'm gonna see if there's a way. Can y'all see? Ooh, not my belly fat showing. Hold on. Okay. Let's see here. And you know what? I'm going to live in my truth. My belly fat is there because I ain't been working out. So you can see my body, right? I'm sitting in the seat. You're going to sit back in a chair. You're going to take your foot and cross it against your thigh. If you lean forward just like this, your entire low back is going to open up. So what's going to happen is as I'm sitting,
nice.
yeah, you see it? Everybody just cross their
I feel it. Yes.
Yeah. So if you look here, the front of my shin is going to get a bit of a stretch.
Mm-hmm.
My thigh, the actual hamstring that's tight, is going to get a stretch. So technically for you Jimmy rats, it's called a figure 4. When we get into yoga, technically this is swan pose. So if I was to go, my leg would be here, the other would be extended. You want to start here and honor where you are. As you start going deeper and deeper and deeper, you eventually are able to bring your head to your knee. Then you're ready to go down to the ground. But take this leg, ground the other one down. I am going to teach y'all really quick how to do things with breath. Rule of thumb: inhales bring you up, exhales take you down. So in this position, you're going to inhale, one leg up, cross in that figure 4. I'm going to lift my heart center up. I'm going to inhale. And then as I exhale, I'm going to fold over and then just allow, again, my low back, my sacrum, my hamstring, and calf and shin to open. And as I'm sitting here, this is when you start doing what we call an examination of where does this feel tight? Is it in my hip? Is it my back? Is it my foot? Because that pain is going to indicate either injury or energy that needs to be released. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Because if we're holding on to energy, we're holding on to things that are not serving us. And I think for me, my biggest concern for Black people right now is we are and have been in such a heightened emotion state. And we are told to just deal with it, process it. You know, everything is going to be a particular way. And I love what Reese said. There's not one way to meditate. There's not one way to do yoga. And I want you to give yourself permission to have your whole humanity. And I think that is what I was trying to say the whole time today is I know we should not respond with violence, but you have a right to have a whole human experience.
I had a question.
Uh-huh.
You can't see it, but my foot is on my kneecap, and I already know I got tight hips, so I ain't, leaning forward ain't gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I know this stretches the hip muscle, but you were saying it stretches what other muscles is it supposed to start to give relief to? So
when you do the figure 4 or what's called swan, it's going to do your shin, your piriformis, your hamstring. So your piriformis is, let me see if I can stand. I'll pull this down. All right, so standing. Let me put a different jacket on. Sorry. I didn't realize I was going to be doing this much movement.
So good, don't it, Scam?
I don't speak English.
Don't be like this. I like your beard, Big Bad Bull, but yes, it does feel good with you. Do the figure
Okay,
4.
so when you're asking what are we stretching, right? So if I come here,
Yeah, like
technically, if
Paraformance.
you
we
pull
were
up.
standing, watch here, if I was standing and I did a figure 4,
Mm-hmm.
look here. So hamstring, shin, or excuse me. Oh, very good. Yes.
No, because I got a heating pad. I got a lower back injury.
So
Sorry.
put your
I'm sorry
hand
to
on
hear
the
that.
desk. So put your hand on the desk.
Left
Both
or
your hands down. No, put both hands down. And now see where your foot is? Perfect.
Good
Go
job.
right there and just you walk your hands forward and breathe. See where your chest is? I want you to inhale and then exhale, press your tailbone back. So like press your booty back towards that white wall. Good. Take your chin to your chest. Roll your shoulders down. Relax your jaw and your tongue. So bring your chin to your chest. Let your shoulders melt. Don't look at me, just listen. Breathe. Take an exhale and let that leg go down. So the leg you have, just exhale, bring it straight down. Don't balance it, just bring it down. It's hard to make things easy. It's easy to make things hard. So just step that foot down. Step it down. You're good. Step down.
Mm-hmm.
Now the second leg. Exhale out. Take an inhale. You see how you brought the leg up? Breathe. Take another exhale. Slide your foot up just a little bit more. Good. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, press your tailbone back, and then walk your hands forward.
Nice.
You see how your chin and your jaw are? I want you to press your tailbone back. Push your booty back or towards your chair. Yes.
Good job. Good job.
Good. Breathe. Trust yourself. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, press back 1 more inch. Exhale. Good. Take 1 more deep inhale.
Ah.
Yes. Exhale out. HA.
Ah.
Very good. Now come have a seat.
I
So
like
now-
when you said trust yourself. That was nice.
Yeah, trust
That's
yourself.
tough, right? It's
Norm.
tough.
Yeah. And you did great. So,
Yeah.
okay, so now where you are right now, I'm going to teach you, everybody, I'm going to get your shoulders to release, right? So 2 quick trips. You drive a lot, right?
Who?
You.
You can say that.
Okay. So put your hands out as if you were holding onto your steering wheel. Everybody put their hands out.
My hands are out.
Now, bring your shoulders up to your ears. Bring your chin to your chest. Bring your hands up 2 inches. You feel that right there in your back?
Oh, yeah.
Now breathe. Take your fingertips and reach towards me. You feel the stretch? Now take
Yeah.
your palms and turn them in towards each other. So palms face. Reach your hands 2 more inches towards me. Turn your palms out. Take an inhale. Reach towards me. Take an exhale. Inhale, reach back. Watch me. Take your hands back. So think about making a T. Very good. Breathe. So now you feel the relaxation in the chest. You feel the scapula, the traps, all of that should have surrendered. Take your tongue from the top of your mouth and let it just relax, slightly open. And now from here, go post your arms.
Wow.
Right there in the goal post, you feel the release. Take a deep inhale. Make a fist with your hands. Turn your palms towards the center. So good. Rotate, feel that rotation. Now, listen to what I'm saying. Take your elbows back and act as if you are going to squeeze a penny. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Squeeze back, bring your chin to your chest, close your eyes, open your mouth, and then exhale, drop everything, close your eyes, and just give yourself 5 minutes of nothing, just 5 seconds. Just close your eyes.
That was yummy.
feel better?
Feel good.
My back feels a lot better.
Mhm. That was
Okay.
great, Tiff.
Good. So what we're going to do right now is I really want us to focus, and what we just did is considered to be restorative yoga. And again, a lot of times when we talk about yoga that's for our body types, a lot of us, because we are in fight and flight so much, that desire to be really physical is there, but most of us need to calm down. Most of us need to do what we just did. Bring the chin to the chest, bring the elbows back, take your arms out. Most of us spend our life like this, typing, driving, and that's that roundness in the shoulders, the kyphosis that we talked about, is because we don't open up. So we'll talk, and this is it, and then we'll, go, whoever else is going to go and do whatever. So I want you to think about two things. So we talked about we talked about feelings, right? In men, I want y'all to think about your body and how you hold it. Right now, I can guarantee, as stressed as most of us are, this is how you're going to be, right? You tend to come in. The energy of it is what? I feel stressed, so I'm going to do what? I want to try to make my body what? Small. That's the physical part of it. But here, spiritually, what am I really protecting? My heart. If I round down, I'm protecting myself. We see people that get scared. What do? Here. That protection keeps you small. It keeps you not able to create. So when you went into that extension and you were able to feel, you feel liberated. And now because you bring that new energy, that new life force, that new prana, now you're grounded. Now you're in your body. Now you can think. Now you can make really good decisions. So that's the benefit. It's like, it's a method to the madness. It's spiritual, it's scientific, and it's a gift. And it's something that we did a meditation, breath work, and we had an asana practice, 45 minutes.
That's all it takes. You can even do 10, right? 10 minutes. So I wanted to ask, so what was the significance of releasing like the tongue from the top of the mouth? Is that one of our hidden ways of like hiding stress?
It's extremely restrictive. If you think about what we're taught is, okay, so real quick, we'll go deeper, but let's talk chakras. So your root chakra is where your vegetables are, be fruitful and multiply. So that's red. Your root chakra is really from conception to about 2. Your primary connection is what? Mom, right? Then we go to our sacral chakra, which is where we start to meet our cousins, siblings, family. This is when we start having those emotions and connections. The color is orange, but this is also normally when trauma starts to enter because people start getting touched, right? So then you go up to your solar, and this is where we start to have real feelings. We're going to school. We start to have our own little things, right? Then you go to your heart chakra. Your heart chakra is green. Green for forgiveness, or pink for self-love. If you need to think about in the springtime, what happens is green. You start over, it's fresh. The pink is being soft with yourself, being kind. So then you have your throat chakra. Your heart, about ages, we'll say 5 to about 13, 14. So now you asked about jaws, right? Your throat chakra is right here. Here's your heart, here's your throat, here's your tongue, and here's your wisdom. If I don't trust myself, what am I going to do? I'm going to take my tongue to the top of my mouth, and I'm going to clench my jaw. And if you open your mouth right now, which nobody's going to want to do it, but you can only see me. If you open your mouth really wide right now and take your index fingers and just open, when you part, you should feel like a little bit of an orbiter. Like push right there and open your mouth. And then open it again. And then open again. Do you feel the difference in your neck and your mouth?
I think so. Because I got my headphones on too.
Okay. So, well, we've been told to tell the truth is impolite. And so if you don't tell the truth, you know what you do? You hold the lie. And since you can't tell how you really feel, you're going to hold your tongue to the top of your mouth. You're going to clench your jaw. You're also going to squeeze your butt because you're completely uncomfortable. So now you're squeezing your butt. So now you're fucking up your low back, and now your low back hurts. So now your shoulders hurt, and your jaw and your chin and everything else hurts. Because why? You're still holding on to things.
I don't think I've ever had a problem with that. Speaking, telling how I really feel.
So I will say this:
Yeah, I kind of don't either.
TBP, all of it. If you came up in Micah, you are maybe at both an extrovert or maybe an introvert, extrovert, right?
I am, yeah.
Yeah. What I will say is this again: are you willing to be honest with yourself? Because before we can start being honest with other people, can you sit with yourself and your emotions? Can you sit with yourself in total truth? And
No.
then, so that's our first step.
Yes.
Miss Jalen said, "I'll tell you about myself." Oh, Scam, I know that you will. Miss
Hey,
Jalen, I'm for sure. I'm sure you will. Miss Fifi, I'm so glad you made it. I hope your arms are a bit tired.
I do understand that most people can't, and I
Mhm.
understand, though it's not me, I understand why.
Why do you think that is?
Most of it's upbringing, shame, neglect, and abuse. Three-headed monster. It's easy to go along to get along. So when they were 5, when they were 12, and they were forced, don't say this, don't make me look bad, it becomes in their subconscious mind. Or when they were teased and picked at when they were 14, 8, with them ugly shoes or whatever, or don't make the family look bad, instead of being understood and being taught to navigate through problems and be the individual that you are, you're forced to be in a box, and it becomes a conformity thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or you'll see the outrage of people pushing out the box, where they just lash out on any and everything. There's multiple things, but that can be a part of it.
So Miss Jalen, I think she has a different maybe experience. So Miss Jalen, if you have something different that you want to share, because it can be remember when I talked about trauma and how everybody's trauma is different. There are going to be women that have had SA and understand it. There are going to be other women that have never had that type of assault, right?
Right.
It means that that person that's had that, we get to honor that and what they need to do and work with their body. And then if you haven't, then that's when you share grace and compassion, and there by the grace of God go I. That's when you can really, one of the things is, instead of judging people if they have a life that you don't necessarily think is fruitful, you can show gratitude. I'm very glad that my life is not here. I'm glad that I can do this. Even that bit of gratitude, I'm not a fake it till you make it, but
Right.
what you feed yourself, you will become. If you feed yourself junk, then you're going to be junk. If you feed yourself negative thoughts, then you're going to give yourself negative thoughts. So in the sense of affirmations and saying things to yourself to have better self-reflection should also be very realistic. Don't get these floaty, I manifest the universe and I walk down streets of gold, and as I walk, if that's you, okay, girl. But if it's just, I'm at peace, my body is my home. That's it.
My
Don't,
body is my tabernacle. Okay.
is it your tabernacle?
It is my temple.
So is it your temple? Do you treat it like a temple? Do you feed
I've
it
been
like
getting better. I have been getting better taking care of myself. That was my main focus when I did I did this yoga class in January, and I said, I'm showing up for myself, and I feel like I've been consistent with that. Showing up for myself, probably because I felt like not a lot of people have showed up for me in my life. So I think I didn't understand the significance of what I was saying, but the more, that I work on it, now I understand why. So yeah.
And I'm very proud of you for being that vulnerable and honest. And that's a major step of being honest and saying, I don't trust myself right now. I don't trust how I show up for myself. And you know what? I'm not maybe making the best decisions, and I'm working with myself. And
Mhm.
again, when I'm talking about being that kind of honest, like I'm not going to say that my body is a tabernacle if I know I'm going to go in here and eat burgers for the rest of the week. Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to lie to myself, but what I can say is this is I am making the choice to have burgers for the rest of the week. I understand that this is not what's the best for my body, but it's going to make me feel good for right now. And I want to honor where I am, and I'm going to make better choices, right? So
Mhm.
again, I just want us to give ourselves, if you hear nothing else, give yourself permission to have a full experience, to feel all your feelings, to stop pushing things down and taking the feelings wheel and just being real with it. Like, I'm pissed the F off. I can tell you, like, okay, here's the example with the feelings wheel. Back to old dude. You know what? I can say I am sad. And I'm sad because I feel disappointed. I'm super hurt. I'm tired as hell as fighting as a Black woman. Um, I feel as if the things that we do are insignificant. I think sometimes I feel inferior, rejected as an American. I can feel hopeless, um, and sometimes depressed. And that's okay. I'd rather sit with this than say, oh, that's just life. No, I'm very upset about what's going on right now. It makes me deeply sad,
Right.
right? I don't like this.
I
Now,
don't like seeing other people hurting for some reason. It tears me up.
and we get to honor that. And if you don't feel that way, you don't have to feel that way, right? You may be a person where you're just a doer, you get things done, and you get to honor that. All I'm saying is like how you show up right now is how you're supposed to show up for right now. But you have a right to give yourself everything that you need. You have a right to reparent yourself. You have a right to pick people that feed you. You have a right to pick food that makes you feel really good. You have a right to be around people that make you feel safe and worthy and amazing and valuable. And if that's not what you feel, then we're going to get really good at expressing to other people of how you're making me feel and then giving that. And then you give them a decision, right? Because once I tell you how I feel and give you a solution, if you don't take it, then you're just telling me you don't respect me, you don't care how I feel. You've made a choice. Your actions tell me how you feel about
And Tiff,
Mm-hmm.
there
me.
are people, I guess it's multiple things, but there are people you may be sharing how you feel,
Mhm.
and they're not taught to understand that they're supposed to understand how you feel. So therefore, they interpret it wrong and they respond wrong because they listen wrong. But that's what they were taught to do, or not taught how to do how to communication properly.
Okay.
So it could be a miscommunication
Hmm.
that delivers more pain and frustration, but it's really a miscommunication. Understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Well, let's just kind of stick with where we are because I like that.
We're
I've
just
got
talking in general about a person not caring.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got those.
Well, you know what? Not even that though. I can't expect for you to have the same emotional bandwidth if I've been allowed to feel my feelings my entire life and you've been told your entire life that boys don't cry.
Mm-hmm. And some men don't feel like some women are a safe space or a soft place to land.
It's not
So
a
they,
feel. We're not. We're not.
yeah,
We are
yeah.
not. We can be vile creatures. I told
Oh
somebody
God,
today,
yeah.
like, suck my bloody blah blah. When we're not safe, we're not safe. And we have to be honest with that because we are wounding people. And I don't think a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times the men feel comfortable. And I'm sure people are like, oh, here she going at me. I mean, it's like, no, sometimes our anger and our rage is justified, but you don't get to weaponize it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're weaponizing our anger and we're beating people up. And they're coming back to us and we're not understanding that violent response. They don't know how to respond like women. They've not been taught that. They've never been given language on how they feel. So why are you mad when a man doesn't know how to express his feelings?
You're talking about those particular men,
Yeah.
No, I'm saying men in
or just
general.
men
I
in
don't.
general?
In general, like if your name is Scam Lightly, you don't scam. You call yourself a troll, but you don't really troll. You know that most people are dumb, so you say things in jest that are super, super smart and informative. But because you know that people are dumb, you call yourself Scam Likely, so you don't have to necessarily put as much trust in people. It's a defense
That's why my
mechanism.
name's Very Sexy Red TV. It's a troll name. Not really.
And but here's the, if, even with your name being Very Sexy Red, I think it's amazing that a woman is going to own her sexuality.
Thank you.
I think it's empowering. Being sexy it's part of femininity. It's beautiful.
That is so true. Ooh,
So
showers.
music, meditation, yes. I am a water baby. I love the water. So swimming, hey Mr. Awesome, how are you? It's so good to see you, love. Y'all did really good. One, I'm so proud of y'all too. This is the most people I've ever had.
Thanks.
So thank y'all.
Thank
Um,
you.
I want to say for those of you that are content creators, I really enjoy y'all's content, and this shit is hard as fuck. I'm really trying. Uh, Anger and fear are the emotions that we don't really have to work at. I'm going to challenge you. I don't think we know how to be angry effectively. I think we've been taught that anger is a motivator in a sense of we don't use the anger and that energy in the most appropriate way. And this is it. We're closing down. I'm going to teach everybody a quick lesson. So, and here's what I'm talking about. And oh, HTP, you're still here. So everybody get your hands. You're going to take your hands and rub them together. As you rub them together, what do you feel?
Heat.
What is heat?
A form of energy. I don't know.
Energy. So keep rubbing. Feel the heat. Slightly separate your hands and feel the energy in between.
Oh, cool.
And then bring that energy to your heart. So with the friction, Mr. Awesome, like this is what I'm going to say. What you just learned is one, you are your own creator. Two, you create the energy that serves you. Three, you have everything that you need to make the best decisions for yourself. And four, you'll show up for yourself and do the right things. So you create the energy for the life that you want to live. But if you can take your hands here and you're willing to do the work, then you can change your reality. It's that simple. Most of us just stay stuck because we don't know how to get unstuck because we think it needs to be this gravitas. Sometimes it's just standing up. If you haven't worked out for 2 years, walking up the stairs and down the stairs is exercise. Walking up the stairs and down the stairs twice the next month, exercise. Be kind with yourselves. Black people are not kind with themselves, and we're not kind to each other. And if you can't be kind to yourself, you're going to struggle with being kind to other people. So you mean fear? I'm reading the comments. He says fear and anger come off readily and easily. That's because it's just the emotions that we don't really require people to modulate correctly. And typically anger and fear. So if we look at that, and again, let's go back. So anger breaks down to mad, offended, jealous, irritated, frustrated, annoyed. And then it's going to show up with you either being hostile, enraged, agitated, furious, hateful, and disgusted. Does this not sound like how a lot of people are showing up every damn day? Mad, angry. But outside of the anger, you've got to either find a way to find peace or happy. So in order to find that, and we'll just say peace because we've worked on that already today. Get somewhere and get calm. So the ground down. Love, meaning self-love, love of kids. Be affectionate, hug yourself, love yourself. Learn how to give yourself juicy hugs. Let's see. Relaxed. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. And then thoughtful. Are you being thoughtful with yourself? Are you being kind? And then how that's going to show up is I'm going to be caring with myself. I'm going to be thankful for everything that I have. I am going to accept myself. I am going to value myself. I am going to inspire myself. And I'm going to do things that I'm passionate about. Because your vibe attracts your tribe. And the more that you become whole and healed, the toxic stuff you won't be attracted to it.
It won't serve you anymore. Yes.
And if we can get the hostility out of our bodies and out of our energy and it's not serving us, then again, I am saying this and I wholeheartedly feel this way. This is an opportunity for us to refine and grow and do things different. So I will be here. If y'all will go to the community page and just tell me, like, do y'all want yoga on a certain night? We can come in and do these lessons for sure. I love teaching yoga philosophy. We'll keep doing restorative. If y'all will do what like Scam did, and I can make it to where I only see you in the back. If you have questions about body stuff, come on camera so I can fix you, because you see how I was able to walk through with Scam, and because y'all had his body to look at, I'm sure some of y'all were able to get like a better stretch. So
I'm
thank
about
y'all.
to break my yoga books back out, Tiff. You got me inspired. I'm so grateful. This was so informative. Let me use my
Yay.
feelings wheel.
No,
I
my
am
sister been on me
happy.
about yoga
I
and
am
meditation for months.
interested, and I am inquisitive, cheeky, joyful. I feel confident too. Thank you.
And that's what I want. That's the whole thing. Is the better we feel in our bodies, the better we feel about ourselves. We are better people. And this is what I'm going to say. You want to be a good person for yourself, and you get the right to decide if you want to do and share with others. I do one-on-ones. Absolutely. Just send me information. Um, I'm still learning. Personally, I don't have issues with my emotions. I'm out and proud. Like, yeah, I know you don't care, and I know you're very vocal. What I would say is this: because you are able to be out there so much, the other thing that you should do for yourself is give yourself permission to be still and silent and not have to be loud to show up, and just be able to just be you.
That takes away the fun, though.
I know.
Look, I know you ghetto birds ain't gonna be good. Y'all all Wild West, and this might be risky. So everybody over here is nuts. Your vibe, I'm just as nutty as everybody else. Your vibe attracts your tribe. But yeah, Mr. Awesome, hit me up around the 3rd. Here's what I will say: I work with men, I work with women, I work with children. I prefer not to work with expecting mothers, because I honor that that is such a sacred time, that you really need to be with a woman that is what she teaches. She only does pregnancy, because there's so many different things that we need to do
Oh yeah.
for yourself and for that baby, that for me it would be I feel like I would be not doing the best thing for other people. So we did our mantra, we did our breath work. Everybody's gonna be silly for a minute. Scam, come back on camera. Sexy Ray, you ain't gotta come on camera, but this is what we're all gonna do. You all have exactly at 6:08. You're gonna bring your hands in the air and you're gonna do this.
And wave it like a song.
Shake. Shake.
Shimmy.
Shake your hands. Like this. Shake your hands. Shake your shoulders. Shake your elbows.
Yeah.
Good. Bring your chin up and down. Ooh, don't let my weave come off.
It's cute
Now,
though.
circle. There you go, circle. And look, notice how you smile. We laugh. Does everybody feel better? Because that's the goal. I just want y'all to feel
Yes, I feel great.
well, good. Well, please let me know dates, times, whatever you need. If there's a mantra, something physical, a pose. I have been teaching yoga since 2012. I'll give you my script and I'm done. I'm a master teacher. I'm a master trainer. I have 500 hours of Ashtanga. I have 500 hours of flow. I have 100 hours of gentle. I'm trauma informed. I do have my life coach, nutrition, endurance, resistance, strength, aging bodies, cycle, hit, spin.
Hi.
TRX. Those are all the things that I train.
Nice.
She says, I give the advice. everybody's what I give the advice. Everybody don't make people problems with you. Your problem are yours. You'll be far. Uh,
Yeah, when you start to gain empathy, it kind of just happens. Start absorbing people's problems and energy.
yeah, I want to agree with him, but I'm glad that you mentioned being empathic. And here's the thing: I think a lot of Black people do not understand how spiritually we are in tune, and we don't really talk about enough how we can kind of come in community and be on one page because we can all kind of vibrate and kind of immerse to that. And that again is why I want to teach this for us, because I really do feel like for the next couple of years these people are going to try to provoke us and we cannot respond in kind. We can get on here and yell and talk and all that, but we've got to be able to teach ourselves and our kids and the people that we love, take a breath, don't respond, let's go move our bodies, let's talk about how we're feeling with our emotions and push forward. But do not let these people trigger you. I am a housewife or a domestic engineer, so if you ever need somebody to talk to, somebody to stretch with, somebody to pray or cry with, please reach out to me or other people. Don't suffer in a silence of sorrow and sadness, and really honor where you are. And I'm going to honor, like, I'm mad as hell. I'm pissed off. I'm going to eat something good and go watch men say something stupid and then hug my person and pray that it gets better for us.
It's gonna get better. I'm optimistic,
I
but let's
am.
be realistic at the same time, you know.
I love that. I absolutely love that. All right, y'all. Well, with that, I'm going to tell you it's an honor and a privilege to guide and share this time with you. The light in me honors and acknowledges the light in you. We close
Thank
our
you.
hands together and we bow and say, Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, love. I'll see you next time. This was beautiful, and it's gonna be great. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Steph.